Welcome to hbrv Lifestyle, the podcast. I am the host, the Honey Badger, here to give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business, as well as other things. Today we have a few things to get to, starting with the recall list. Now, normally I do this on Monday, but there were some important things I wanted to talk about on Monday, so I saved it for today. July 8th, 2024. I'll link the article in the description box below. Remember, we are now YouTube and Rumble. Basically, I'm only on YouTube and Rumble right now, and I'll explain that at a later date. So here it is, rvbusiness.com. Brinkley RV is recalling 3,157 2023, to 2024 Model Z fifth wheels and Model Z air travel trailers. The 12-volt system may have been incorrectly wired without overcurrent protection and with undersizing wire for the refrigerator, which can result in overheating. Dealers will replace the wiring free of charge. So it just goes to show you that Brinkley is nothing special. Period. End of report. It just goes to show you that they cut corners too. The big pedestal that Brinkley RV was put on has just been knocked down several pegs because they cut corners on 3,157 towables. Cut corners. So you're overcharging the customer for putting undersized wiring in the refrigerator, and the only reason why there is a recall is because you got caught, because it didn't work out. So you were trying to be cheap, and it didn't work out, did it? Brinkley is on the same level, same playing level, same component level as just about everybody else in the RV industry. Here's the interesting part. You would never see that mistake in a Forest River Riverstone, in a Mobile Suites, in a Redwood, in an Arctic Fox. You would not see them cut corners on wiring. Period. End of report. It would not happen. So here's my opinion about Brinkley without ever setting foot in one. They do not deserve best in show. They deserve to be put in the same conversation as everyone else. You are not anywhere close to the quality of the big three. You will never be better than Mobile Suites, and you will never be better than Redwood. Now, one day you might catch up to Riverstone. That's a possibility because Riverstone obviously is under the Forest River umbrella, big corporation. But this is why Outdoors RV will always be a better product than the Model Z. This is why Alliance is a better product than Brinkley. So we need to stop putting Brinkley on this pedestal. Let's remember the owners of Brinkley RV, and I'm going to say the major owners because there's several of them. Keystone RV, they were a part of it, 1996, started the selling process 1999, finished the selling process in 2001 to Thor Industries. Grand Design RV started in 2012, finished the sale in 2016 to Winnebago. We're in year 3 with Brinkley. Year 4, you can decide for yourself what's going to happen. But there's a history there. I was talking to a good buddy of mine who's a service guy who remembers all the crap the Montanas had problems with in the late 90s, right before they sold to Thor. Now you have Grand Design RV with their frame failure / frame flex allegations. And now you have Brinkley putting too small a wiring for the 12-volt system on 3,100 plus travel trailers and fifth wheels. When are people going to wake up and understand what these owners are really about? Thor Industries, not going anywhere. Winnebago, not going anywhere. Forest River, not going anywhere. Will Alliance RV sell? I bet you if someone came up with a ridiculous, stupid offer, yeah, I could see them selling Alliance. Could I see Genesis Supreme selling? No, I could never see Pablo selling. Not now, maybe 10 or 15 years from now, yeah. Right now, no. Could I see any of the other independent manufacturers, like Outdoors RV, sell anytime soon? No, because these guys that own these companies I mentioned do not have a history of building a company after 4 years and dumping it off. I mean, you come up with your own thoughts about it, but just look at the facts. Now we're coming up with major problems, and that's a major problem, that you are purposely, on 3,100 plus towables, you are purposely putting undersized wiring. You cut corners. You lied to the RV community that you're the best and you'll never do anything wrong. It's right there in black and white. It's not 100, it's not 50, it's 3,100, almost 3,200. And you'd only been in business 3 years? Just think about that for a second. If you are a consumer, do you really want to trust that? If you do, hey, you know what hey, if you decide after this you still want to buy a Brinkley, go for it. At least you know what you're getting yourself into. At least you're educated about it. But just be aware. Forest River Inc. is recalling 126 2024 to 2025 cross-trail motorhomes. The backer on the ladder receiver may not have been installed, which can cause the ladder to detach. Really? No, really. I mean, just ridiculous. That is such a stupid, easy thing that can be avoided. Here we go again. Forest River is now recalling 34 2024 to 2025 cross-trail motorhomes. The ladder receiver may have been incorrectly installed without the backer, which may cause the ladder to detach. So it's more than that. It's 160 if you add up the two. Forest River RV is recalling 573 2024 to 2025 Salem and Wildwood trailers. These are brand new trailers that have been barely built. The affected vehicles may not have a secondary emergency window installed. Dealers will install an emergency window free of charge. Now, while that's not that bad of a recall, that's just stupid. I'm going to turn on the light. I mean, that's just dumb. How could you really, I mean, did everybody come in after a holiday weekend absolutely hammered and start building trailers? I mean, come on. I mean, the frustration of it all. Oh, the humanity. If you remember the Grinch, Jim Carrey's Grinch is one of my favorite. Oh my God. Okay. So next up, we're going to talk about another article on rvbusiness.com that's really important, okay? And this is the wake-up call that the manufacturers need to have. And I don't know if they're actually going to wake up, because I think a lot of them are just going to blow it off and pretend nothing's happening. Where is it at? Where is it at? We're getting there. I'm sorry. Here we go. Okay. SSI, so Stats Survey. And I'll link this article in the description box as well. It says SSI, which is Stats Survey. Retail registrations were at 37,523 in May, which is down 16.2% year over year. So there were 44,000, watch this, there were 44,787 total RVs sold in May of 2023. Only 37,523, so that's 7,200 less RVs were sold in May of this year compared to last year. Okay. Year to date, there have been 150,945 retail registrations here in 2024, which is a 10% decrease. So basically, 18,434 less RVs have been sold here in 2024 new. Okay, but I got an interesting thing to talk to you about. Okay, so travel trailers, 12% decline, 40% Forest River, 40% Thor, 6% Grand Design. That's a big number, guys. If Grand Design RV sold 6% less this year than last year, that's humongous. Okay, that's a big number for a small company. Fifth wheels, 5,300. So 15% loss, actually total 16% loss on the market share. Thor lost the most amount of market share, 40%. Forest River is 28.6. But the big number, guys, the big number here is Grand Design RV is down almost 15% on fifth wheels year over year so far. So May 23 versus May 24, they're down 15%. That is a huge number, and that has, I bet, a lot to do with frame failure / frame flex. Because Forest River seems to be doing pretty good. I mean, compared to like Thor owns like Keystone, Montana, Jayco, things of that nature. So for Forest River to be is in a relatively good position with fifth wheels, I'm a little shocked. Okay. Class A motorhomes, this is huge. Class A motorhomes was down 20%. Class C motorhomes, 22%. Class B motorhomes, almost 30%. So that's how down motorized is. Motorhomes, new motorhomes are severely down. Now, the biggest reason why, guys, has nothing to do with people's wanting to buy one. It's because they're too damn expensive. A entry-level Class C with a slide-out, basic amenities, not even full body paint, just basic amenities, lands at a dealership lot for over $100,000. Class C motorhomes were meant for families. Families that were looking for a $400 or $500 or $600 payment, not $1,000 or $1,200 payment. So Class C motorhomes on the new side have drastically crashed. But yet, if you have a good Class C used in stock as a dealer, it's a gold mine. Because used Class Cs have skyrocketed in sales. As long, listen to this is the key point, as long as they are priced correctly. So if you're trying to still get COVID type money for your 2022 Class C, you're never going to sell it. But if you're priced right according to what 2024 really brings for a Class C motorhome, not what they're listed for online, not what they're listed for on Craigslist, not what they are listed for in RVT, what they actually are selling for, they go quickly because there's a ton of people in the market for a Class C motorhome. Same with Class A's. Class A motorhome for a decent, good quality Class A motorhome, gas, landing at the dealership lot is $150,000. The market has always been under $100,000. We used to sell the Thor Hurricanes for around $75,000 brand new. And then it kind of crept up over the years at 80 grand, 84 grand, and hovered right around there until COVID attacked. So and then the same thing about Class Bs. So any used motorhome that's good, in good shape, decent miles, and priced correctly according to market doesn't last. But new motorhomes are going to bury dealers where they're going to go out of business. Facts. And then who knows what's going to go on. They're not going to ever, here's the thing. For a lot of you sitting on the sidelines, they're never going to go for 90% off. Never going to happen. You're never going to buy a 2024 Mercedes Class B motorhome for 10 cents on the dollar. It'll never happen. You might get it 90 cents on the dollar, 85 cents on the dollar, but you'll never get it at 10 cents on the dollar. So if you think that's a sign of that happening, it's never going to happen. Canada, I'm not really going to go over because Canada's tough because they don't do stat survey everywhere. But it kind of gives you a focus in what's going on. So the used RV market, for those folks that have priced their used RV, dealers and private party, correctly according to the market, not according to their emotions and their feelings, because that's huge. There's a lot. Hey, I just met a guy that wants $5 grand more than what he paid for his travel trailer because he added $15,000 worth of stuff to it. Buyers don't care about that. They could care less. They're looking at the price. That's why they're buying used. They could care less. You could put $100,000 worth of stuff on there. They're not going to pay $100 grand for a trailer that's sold brand new for $30,000. It's a fact. Fact of life. But if you priced everything correctly, you move the products fast because there's a ton of people in the market. One of the dealerships that I'm helping with marketing, we were talking the other day, and they said that they are going to 80% used. They're going to drop all but 3 brands of new and go 80-20. They've had so much, they can't keep used motorhomes in stock. They can't keep used travel trailers in stock or used fifth wheels. Anything with the word used on it doesn't last, especially because they do price things very aggressively. So there's not much argument from consumers because, yeah, that's priced according to what it should be priced at. Hard to argue with that. Doesn't mean they don't try to get a better deal. Of course they always try to get a better deal. If you don't ask, you never know if you can or not. We are going just through some interesting times here in the RV industry. Okay, so this was something that was written today on July 10th. It says, Fed Powell does slowing job market signal rate cuts. Okay. So there's a lot of people still trying to speculate what Jerome Powell and the Fed are going to do. I'm going to tell you still today, interest rates in the RV industry, I will stick to my prediction I made a year ago. And I reiterated in December of 23. I reiterated again in February of this year, and I reiterated again in May of this year. Interest rates are not going down on RVs for another 2 to 3 years. So if you're waiting for an interest rate cut, there isn't one coming. We are the last. We're the first ones to go up. Us, boats, and power sports, first ones to go up, last ones to go down. So if you're waiting on the sidelines, you're going to lose out. Now, if you're not ready because certain things in life haven't made you ready, maybe you don't have the money. And I'm not talking about the down payment or the cash to buy the unit. I'm talking about just financially ready. Maybe you're too far in debt. Maybe you haven't done enough time at retirement. Maybe right now is just not the right time. Maybe sick relatives or, lots of just things in life going on. Understandable. You have to be ready, willing, and able. If you're missing one of those three, you're not going to buy. But if you're just hanging out, I'm waiting 3 more years because interest rates are going to go down. I'm waiting another year because the RV market's going to crash. We're going to be able to pick them up. We're going to pick up a $200,000 motorhome for like 10 grand. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but there's a lot of people out there like that. And then when interest rates do go down, let's say in 2026 or 2027, and prices go up, they're going to go, oh, greedy corporations, oh, greedy businesses, oh, greedy salespeople, just everybody's greedy. Or you'll tell the story, yeah, well, they just never crashed where I wanted them to. So I never bought one and never enjoyed my life because, they just never came to the right price I actually wanted to pay. There's a lot of that. I know I'll lose followers saying that, but let's be real. Okay, if you sit on the sidelines your entire life on anything and everything, you're never going to accomplish anything. You're never going to do anything with your life. I have I still consider him a friend, but I haven't talked to him in years. I have a really good friend I don't talk to anymore because he sits in front of the TV and screams at Fox News every day. I feel like he's going to take his drink, whether it's a Diet Coke or a vodka cranberry or orange juice or whatever he's drinking at the time, and he's going to chuck it at the TV, at Sean Hannity or Ingram or whatever, Jesse Waiters or Walters or who gives a crap, I have another good friend of mine that just takes everything Anderson Cooper says to heart. And they waste their whole lives sitting in front of a television watching idiots speak. And obviously they're not complete idiots because they got you listening to them and they're making millions upon millions of dollars. Stop sitting on the sidelines. Politicians come and go. Political parties come into power, lose power. Come into power, lose power. Who gives a flying shit? Who cares? One person should not determine or decide your fate on what you want to do. It should never happen. I'll tell you one thing. If I let whoever the president of the United States or whoever controlled the House or Congress, if I let them dictate what I'm going to do with my life, I wouldn't have this podcast. I wouldn't have my YouTube channel. I wouldn't go like this every day. Somebody has something to say about somebody. My thought process, who cares? Tomorrow I'm going to wake up. The sun's going to be shining. There's going to be hopefully fresh air. I get to go try to make money and make myself better. Joe Biden and Donald Trump do not determine my destiny. I determine my destiny. So stop sitting in front of the bloody TV. Stop sitting on your tablet or on your phone. Even if your idea of camping is a tent or the back of your car, go do it. If all you can afford is a little $15,000 trailer or $30,000 motorhome, go do it. Go live the dream. If we're lucky, we get 75 summers, 75 winters, 75 summers, 75 winters, 75 springs, and 75 falls. If we're lucky. And when we're actually able to kind of be adults, we really only have 50. Because really, we're not really adults till we're 25. Let's be real. Some of us grow up a little faster, but for the most part, we're kids until we're about 25, especially here in the States. So you get 50 years. How many of them are going to be good years where you're going to be able to do something? Really, go take a tape measure and measure out 75 years and then take your age, whether you're 40, 50, 55, take it down to that. That's how much time you probably have left to be able to do something. Some of us a little longer, some of us a little shorter. Why are you waiting? Wouldn't you rather tell stories of what really happened rather than what could have happened? Just think about that. And remember, RV stands for toolkit and sense of humor.